Dirk Meyer is in his element, water that is. Here in northern Germany's Spreewald, Mr. Meyer makes his living running hotels and a harbor for boats. The area attracts many tourists, but Mr. Meyer knows the Spreewald is changing.
We can't forget that for the past 50, 60 years we've been lucky. There were no water shortages. If anything, we had too much.
Those times are over. In 2019, water levels receded in the Spreewald. Canals and rivers dried up. At the time, it was an exception, caused by the heat and lack of rain. But experts like Ingolf Arnold warn this could be the future of the Spreewald.
If we don't do anything, the entire system will collapse, majorly impacting the Spreewald.
The reason lies in the brown coal field right next door. Open pit mining here involves digging out huge pits and pumping out enormous volumes of groundwater. This used to end up in the Spree. But Germany is putting an end to brown coal, meaning no more pumping and no more groundwater to feed the Spree.
Once we stop mining coal and stop pumping out groundwater, we will just have to live with the natural water level. If we don't get much rain in the summer, small rivers could dry up.
The Spreewald could end up looking like it did before coal mining, when the forest sometimes overflowed and sometimes dried up, bringing consequences for tourism and causing other problems.
The pessimistic scenario for 25 years from now is that dry summers will see very limited water tourism, and Berlin will actually have to ration water.
After all, the Spree also flows through Berlin and isn't just for boating. 40% of the German capital's drinking water comes from the Spree. If levels fall significantly, water could run short. Environmentalists are demanding that drastic steps be taken immediately.
We must take action in the Spreewald to keep the water in the landscape. We need to protect bogs and fill back in canals that were expanded to accommodate the extra water from coal mines. And that'll cost money.
Restoring the canals could spell the end for many Spreewald boat tours that are popular with tourists. That would be terrible. That's what makes the Spreewald so great. The rivers, the water, and the nature.
Other cities use tourism revenue. I hope that'll work here too. Venice now charges visitors. We should do that with day tourists here.
We should conserve the Spreewald's unique character. So we should come up with a joint solution together with engineers, landscape architects, and environmentalists.
It would certainly take a lot of money. All the ideas for saving the Spreewald are costly and controversial. One suggestion is to flood the abandoned mining pits. That would create huge lakes like the Cottbusser Ostsee. The water could then be diverted into the Spree as needed.
The lake's surface area spans about 2,000 hectares. And if you keep just 1 meter's depth as a reserve, you can store 20 million cubic meters of water and release it into the Spreewald in the summer.
But then these lakes would have to look completely different. The Cottbusser Ostsee can't have a vast surface area that leads to more evaporation. The surface area has to be small and the depth very deep.
Another idea is to divert water into the Spree from adjacent rivers, like the Oder. But the Oder is also impacted by water shortages, especially in the summer. Not to mention the costs. Environmentalists demand that the mining companies shoulder most of the burden and not the state. To our request for comment, the brown coal company LEAG responded that they were aware of the expert study. The state of Brandenburg said it was too early to initiate specific measures, and the Berlin government has yet to assess the situation. But Mr. Myers says the clock is ticking.
It's already too late. It'll take another 20 years to implement such planning. We've known about this for 100 years and have to get our act together.
The people of the Spreewald know the days are numbered for the idyllic forest they call home, and change is sure to come.